on. It's controversial.
Having that guy around is the best thing that ever happened to the squad.
If you have the right mix of autism and steroids,
all these pundits and whatnot, a lot of people doubting me, you know.
I don't want to fucking have a conversation while I'm showering, you know, like, the hobby I do is already so gay.
You are now listening to the El Segundo podcast with Craig Jones.
People always have these stupid fucking t-shirts and shit. Jiu-jitsu saved my life. I guarantee you, it has ruined more lives than it saved. People have lost relationships because of jiu-jitsu. They've lost jobs. Sometimes they don't even get fired from their job because they keep skipping work for training. They just think it's a great idea to quit their job and take a lower paying job so that they can train more jiu-jitsu. Jiu-jitsu is not good for your body. It's bad for your back, it's bad for your neck, it's bad for your knees, bad for your elbows. And that's even if you're good. Just think about if you absolutely suck. So again, jiu-jitsu ruined my life would be a much more fitting t-shirt. The first time I heard this expression was in New Zealand. One of the guys that trained at City Kickboxing, band, he always used to say that. He used to say, yeah, jiu-jitsu ruined my life, you know? Again, a lot of people will have high-paying career jobs and they'll downgrade their lifestyle so they can train more jiu-jitsu. Again, that's dumb. You might be listening to a ton of alpha male podcasts about pursuing your dreams. That's not a good idea, you know, like...
Eddie Bravo wouldn't do it. Come check me out. Come on, come do it. Wide shot. Here we go. I'm a lights out. Take a little snooze.
I put this up though. We're not fools. Hold your arm up.
I'm talking. What? What'd I just do? What was I just doing?
You asked me to check you out. You're back there.
Oh, to actually pass out?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
I did pass out?
Yeah.
I like that. Shit. Well, you can't go any further after that. You really do it? What was it like when I came back? Huh?
Fuck, that was a good time. I love hanging out with lady boys. They're one of the boys. Truly one of the boys. They have a laugh. Like today when I walked into JB Hi-Fi to buy, it was a local electronics place, I had to buy a microphone. And first and foremost, JB Hi-Fi, like, they look like they go straight to the unemployment line at Centrelink and just pick people out of a hat to hire there. That's the general appearance of these people. Very strange looking people, tattoos, everything. But the second I walk through, we see a aggressive, like obviously trans woman, but very taken aback, very serious character, as opposed to the lady boys you deal with in Thailand. They really just are fucking having a laugh at your expense, doing their best to make you uncomfortable. Given they know that you may be not into lady boys, they try to twist your arm on that, and then obviously after a few drinks they do often succeed. But it's funny the contrast between the personas of the ladyboys in Thailand, the trans people in Thailand versus the ones in the West, you know. Something crazy to see, but yeah, they're fun. They're a fucking good time.
Every year around this time, everyone's talking about big resets and huge goals, new routines, new habits, becoming a whole new version of yourself. And honestly, most of that stuff doesn't last past February. I've learned that real change doesn't usually come from trying to reinvent yourself overnight. It comes from small, consistent habits you actually stick with. One habit that's made a real difference for me is taking time to slow down and actually check in with myself. Not just pushing forward and not just grinding through things, but asking why I feel the way I do and what patterns I keep repeating. That kind of awareness has been way more powerful than any big dramatic reset. That's also how I think about therapy. It's not a quick fix or some magic switch. It's a steady habit, a space where you can understand yourself better, work through things that's been weighing on you and build something that actually lasts over time. It gives you clarity, perspective, and support you probably wouldn't reach on your own. That's why I'm grateful to be sponsored with BetterHelp. It is a simple, accessible way to start therapy without making it complicated. You will fill out a quick questionnaire that will match you with a licensed therapist based on your preferences and what you're looking for, often in just a couple of days. And if you ever feel like the fit isn't right, you can switch therapists at no extra cost. BetterHelp has helped over 6 million people, and I think that says a lot. It's about giving yourself consistent support, not just for a moment, but for the long run. If you've been thinking about therapy, this is an easy place to start. Click the link in the description or go to betterhelp.com/BTeam to get 10% off your first month of therapy. That's betterhelp.com/BTEAM. And your journey with the same trusted platform that's helped millions improve their mental well-being.
Did the iVirus happen before COVID?
Yes, I went into 80cc. I mean, the iVirus might have been a Chinese bioweapon. It was that unpleasant.
It could have been a precursor.
That got us good.
That got me so good that it like traumatized me for all future viruses. So it perfectly set me up for the COVID panic because I just had my eyeballs eaten out by some sort of like Amazonian iVirus.
Yeah, what was it? EKC. I forget the full name of it again.
Echiro conjunctivitis or something.
Yes, it was.
It's a viral conjunctivitis. And that was like, I was about to join Danaher's team with you, basically.
You coming into the cold, eh?
I was ready to go in. I was like, Danaher, he's the man. He knows he's the guy. And then somehow everyone around me just got like a mild case of this iVirus.
Mine was pretty bad. It scarred one of my eyes permanently.
Okay, you got it kind of later though, right? It kind of set in
I
later.
thought I beat it, eh? And then Miha, who I'd been drilling with every day, got it. And I remember thinking, I'm doing mount rounds. I'm definitely going to get it. And I got it. And I gave it to Mo and the 80cc ref, Peter, I believe.
Right, and that's when Josh tried to snitch on you.
That's true. He comes up. He gives me a, this is a Hinger move. He's like, hey, Craig, let's take a photo together. We've made it to the semifinals. And I'm like, oh, that sounds...
He was going to fight you.
That's it. No,
Nice.
he was, I think he was on...
Different weight.
No, I think he was just like, we were both in the semis on other sides. And I was like, oh, what a fucking nice gesture Josh Hinger's doing here. And then he just zooms in on my face and he's like, Craig has a nasty virus.
In the selfie.
Yeah. Hinger makes moves like that cost him friendships, you know? That's a hard thing to... He thought he was joking.
In his defense, do you think that all is fair in love and war? And is that a viable strategy to take out one of your toughest opponents by like calling them out? I don't think it's like honorable.
No.
But is it viable?
It is
And
viable.
was that what he was going for? I've actually never talked to him about it.
Yeah, we should confront him. I don't know. I thought it was just, I remember he was just like, no, I was just joking around, stirring you up. And I'm like, I don't know, you could have got me kicked out of the event. But the best part was that like, who beat me at that event? Mateus Diniz beat me, but I gave him iVirus. So I was like, bro, that's 1-1. I've heard some rumors that Trenbolone can probably make you a bit bi-curious.
Yeah, it seems to be the case.
And that's real.
Well, it's not like it's documented in actual literature, but it's like anecdotally, we've seen enough times now that bodybuilders, and again, you could argue a bunch of different things that contribute to this, but in general, you see almost like a skewing, and this isn't in everyone, because I know these clips end up getting taken, and I've even been guilty of this, of course, too, saying like, Trend made this guy gay, or like whatever. You've seen the Reddit stories. But in general, there's like a spectrum of sexuality where it's like you're totally straight or you're totally gay, and then sort of like there's this in between, and often you see kind of deviation in sexual appetite for things that are not traditionally what your normal is, and whether this starts with escalating levels of like hardcore pornography, which then leads to, you know, the thing you need now to get the dopamine hit is this in real life or something. Like you just see this kind of transpire in the bodybuilding world, powerlifting world, and it's not uncommon to see, you know, bodybuilders make a trip to Thailand. And
So what I'm hearing is basically this would be advantageous for my match against Gabby Garcia.
maybe, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Honestly, it just sounds to me, this anecdotal evidence is a bunch of guys that went to Thailand, got busted, and needed a good excuse.
That could be possible too.
But
yeah, like in general, it's the argument is, well, they were already like that, and this sort of just like uncovered it. But even if that is the case, at the end of the day, you weren't behaving like that previously. So it's kind of like however you want to interpret the anecdotes, that's fine. But it's not normal that you watch hentai like 6 times a day now. You know?
You tell that to my cameraman. So it would typically be like they would talk about white guys wanting black guys to fuck their wife while they watched. And obviously Hyson Reader, incredibly handsome man. We were asking him if he has ever had any requests like that. And then again, this is sort of in reference to the t-shirt. Obviously you see some crazy shit floating around on the internet. You see some super funny stories. Yeah. About things like this, but I really wanted to get into the terminology and really whether it would be cool to be a cuckold, you know? So like, if you're into watching your missus get plowed, you are the cuck, you are the cuckold. And interestingly, if you're the guy that bangs dudes' missus, you're a bull. So I'm thinking perhaps merchandising idea, the Austin Bulls, the B Team Bulls. The B is perhaps for the Bulls. Again, we could rip off some Chicago Bulls sort of gear in that sense, but I think it would be a big seller. But what I wanted to understand is whether, do you think it is alpha? Are you the alpha or are you the beta if you're the cuck or the bull?
You're the alpha is the bull.
Alpha is
absolutely,
the bull.
And you've got to be the beta. That's the watcher.
The watcher.
The guy sitting in the corner, just fucking watching.
I mean, you could look at it from a few different perspectives. Maybe you're so alpha you don't give a fuck if someone plows your missus. Maybe you're so alpha you're like, no one could do a better job than me.
Except Tyson.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, except...
Big shoes to fill.
Except the fucking 12-inch Python 8. What's so funny to me about this, right, is Gordon Ryan, the greatest no-gi grappler of all time, probably the most financially successful athlete, not businessman, in the sport, sits at home looking at half-naked pictures of Nicky Rod to post, to compare his body shape from this time to this time. I'm assuming he keeps folders of Nicky Rod pictures where Nicky Rod looks out of shape, where he looks jacked, and like he's assessing Nicky Rod's figure. That's fucking gay. What are you doing, bro? Imagine
it's pretty weird.
You're like, you think fucking...
Your missus is like, what are you doing? And you're just like,
you're like, look at Nicky Rod, he's fucking jacked here. First of all, that would be a mistake. Don't show your partners pictures of Nicky Rod shirtless. You're asking for trouble there, you know? Like, but yeah, I don't know. That shit cracks me up, eh?
Oh, fuck. Oh, that's good. God, that felt good. We used to do that in high school to each other. God damn, that was fucking awesome. Did I pass out? Hey, get back over. We gotta finish up. I like woke up in a whole nother fucking world. That was badass. Well, I was like, yeah, fucking it was for real. Fucking passed out bigger than Dallas. Fuck, I woke up like I was on fucking 10 hits of acid. Oh my God. Oh, I've been knocked out plenty of times, don't worry. Wow. That's gonna go. Eddie Bravo was scared to do it because Joe told him not to do it. You can play that clip too. Make sure you guys had that in. So how long was I
out? Maybe 5 seconds.
Really? What did I do?
you went, came back.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh man, that felt good. I gotta get choked out more often.
I mean, that's how, obviously that's why Carradine was into it, you know?
Wow. No, we do that game in high school, at junior high, choking each other out, like put the, like recess.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How long did you go out for?
You'd have weird dreams. You'd fall down real quick and wake up. Only did it, and the girls would ask us to do it. We'd do it to them. Junior high. I actually had to do it in high school, junior high. But that was freaking awesome. And then I wake up, where am I? I was like, you see that? Yeah. Like that was 100% real. So did it take you easy to choke me out or quicker or slower?
You do it. If you do it slow, you come back a bit slow. I feel like if you do it too quick,
You come back quick. So
So is that out the average amount of time?
well, I just lift. You had your hands up. As soon as your hands went down, I let go, and then then you took a bit to wake up.
How long did I take to wake up?
Oh, what do you reckon? 5 seconds?
Wow.
That's gonna go crazy. Yeah, you can bring it over. Look.
That's fucking completely real. Oh my God.
Most of the time it goes absolutely awful for him. You know, he enters a battle of wits and he's completely unarmed. You know, at some points I wonder if he's like, for his sake, I wish he was playing a character. Because it's one of the most, trying to understand the way his brain works and processes the world is one of the most fascinating things ever. You know, like sometimes I think that he's baiting me this hard with the way he behaves. You know, like I'm thinking like, fuck, is this the next level troll? Because some of the stuff he says is so like, it's got to be satire at some points where you're like, this guy can't be serious with this shit. Like, is this Matrix level? Like, I think I'm fucking with him, but he's actually running the long game. He's laughing at me taking the bait or something because it's too easy. It's too easy at this point where he'll throw a comment out. No matter what he says, no matter what happens, he's like, haha, I beat you. That's the extent of our interactions. And it's like, I think this could go on until the end of time. This could go on until one of us has a heart attack in our mid-30s from, again, overuse of anabolic drugs. I got a head start on him with the cocaine, but obviously the anxiety and stress in that man's life is going to bring him to an end much sooner. But again, he's talked shit about us at this recent Enigma event, right? I don't mind really when he talks shit about me. Like, I find it pretty, again, like I just said, it's pretty entertaining. But when he's talking shit about the guy, just innocent guys in the team and stuff, it's like, it's kind of like, I think in poor taste, you know what I mean? So Enigma, John puts up a post, he's like, we went 6-0 at Enigma, New Wave went 6-0. Gordon posted about how they beat us at Enigma. He said something about international events. You guys probably saw it on his story. But the real enigma is who is actually on Team New Wave, because it confuses me, because it feels like if a B team guy beats someone that trains with Danaher, that guy's not New Wave.
Nope.
And if one of their guys beats a B team guy, immediately that guy's New Wave. Because I know for a fact on the night of Enigma, there were guys, and potentially guys that are really actually been with Danaher a long time. I'm not going to name any names because he's my friend as well, but like, these guys lose and it doesn't count as a loss.
We had to clarify what happened. There was a bit of a mystery where you thought I stood you up, and I had no idea what was going on. I thought you were doing a Morton's Steakhouse commercial.
That is so funny. So I get a text from Craig. And Craig said, so I communicate with Craig two ways. I've got a text exchange with him. I haven't deleted them, by the way. These are all on my phone that's sitting right here. I have a text exchange with Craig, and then I have a WhatsApp with Craig. This happens to be through the text app. And Craig's coming to town. This is awesome. He's bringing 2 guys with him. Okay, great. Hey, we want to see you for dinner. So I line up dinner, and this is going back and forth, and Craig doesn't come to dinner. And we're sitting down there. I've got my family with me, which is, my wife, my kids, my father-in-law, and his wife. And we got Craig's seat. We got the 2 other seats for our guests that are coming in. So we finally order some appetizers, and we finally order, and where Morin's is in Portland, which I think is our best restaurant. But straight across the street is a venue that they put on very popular plays. So people will come over here for dinner and then have to get to the play. And my only point being, you can't just stay at a table forever. Like, you got to get it and go. And so I start ordering food, and I was going to order you even the porterhouse. So you get, hey, three porterhouses. They'll be here any minute. And all of a sudden, this was at 5 o'clock, all of a sudden at 6 o'clock, I realized, you're not coming. And I also know how good you are at paying attention to social media. So that's how I communicate with you. I make a video and Instagram it out. And you responded, but what was funny is I had just seen you the day before working with Volkanovski in Australia, but I was thinking, okay, maybe that wasn't current. Even though I saw it yesterday, maybe it was filmed a period of time. All right, let's speed the story. I go home, you never come. I go back to this guy, whoever this is. And I'm at this point, I'm embarrassed because I've name dropped you. Morton's puts this special thing on the menu. I got world's greatest grappler, Craig Jones. I got this whole thing going on. And I have to tell the way, hey, Craig's not coming. Okay, so I go back and I'm telling this guy, man, hey, you got me, but what happened here? Like, I'll turn this into a piece. There's no hard feelings, but you got to level with me. And he's like, okay, I'm going to FaceTime you tomorrow. You're not going to be mad. This will all make sense. So tomorrow comes and goes. He doesn't FaceTime me, so he sends me another message like that. And now he's just dragging it out. So now I do get pissed. I'm going, hey, wait a minute. I'll find out who you are. And so I tweet out his phone number, and I just ask the MMA community, who's this guy? Everybody put you in his phone until I find him. So he begs mercy at that point. Said his phone was blowing up. Hey, please don't do that to me. But he stayed calm the whole time. And that's kind of relevant to the story. That'll come in later. But ultimately, his name is Craig Davies. He's in the UK. And he's like, Chill, I didn't really do this. You thought I was Craig Jones. When I realized you thought I was Craig Jones, like, I'm a little bit offended that you got the wrong guy. So I got the right to be a little bit mad here. And the other side of it is I went with it. So I did forgive him. And we've stayed in contact ever since. Which I offered that because I told you he was nice the whole time. And so now I made friends with the Catfisher. And here we are.
But speaking of drugs and weird things, we went to karate combat. And that in and of itself was basically psychedelic experience. That's one of the strangest things I've ever seen in my life. It was bizarre. It was literally the embodiment of an 80s movie come to life. Like there's guys in fucking karate pants with belts, mullets, fucking insane names. Like there was one guy that came out, and no joke, mullet, he has the most Southern American name ever. He comes out to fight this guy in the karate combat thing. Like comes out, ridiculous American walkout song. Sounds so anti-American, I'm going to get deported, but it was just wild because it's like obviously like an 80s American movie. So he comes out, he knocks the guy out, he jumps on the side, he kisses his girlfriend, says some funny shit in the interview. Like, and I was just like, what the fuck is happening here? And the whole crowd is full of weird people. Like, if you like, I don't know how people live in Vegas.
Yeah.
You know, like obviously, if you've only been to the Strip, you would say, I don't know how people live in Vegas. But like, even off Strip, like we went to this event and Vegas is full of the strangest people ever. Like Chris Angel is sitting there watching karate combat. And I'm like, he's a magician. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like you never expect to see a magician in real life just doing real life shit.
Yeah.
I don't know how old he is, but like at what point
he looks fucking old.
Take off the costume? I don't know. Like it's like he's the world's, it's like you're an old emo or something.
I mean, it makes sense to see a guy like that at a karate event. Like, where the fuck are we?
Yeah, like think about that. I'm sitting there and again riding the coattails, we're front row, and I look to my left and it's a fucking Chris Angel there watching karate with me. I'm like, what on earth? I look to my right, there's a guy in a fucking Hugh Hefner fucking outfit over there. The whole crowd's wild.
Yeah.
Everyone has massive sunglasses, wearing bizarre shit. Like it's Chris Angel here. The Meow Brothers were in that corner. Just bizarre.
What the fuck were they doing there?
So they're probably looking at me thinking the same thing, eh? But the whole thing is weird. They have these girls dressed like aliens that were dancers that would perform between fights and shit. Which it was bizarre because at some points the music went out. There was no music playing, but these women kept dancing.
Yeah.
And I was like, what are you doing?
You gotta love the commitment.
There's no music. And then the guy that like led these girls out to dance just pumping shit up. And it's just honestly very weird. Even the guy, like you throw in that Robin Black guy. Is it Robin? What's his name? Robin?
I know who you're talking about. I think it's Robin Black. Yeah. He's the commentator?
Yeah. Even he's in like a fucking glitter outfit, like with a, like he just looks bizarre. And like you throw him into the mix, just everything about that whole show was so strange, but it was good. All the fights were really good. When the guy leaned against the weird,
it's like
the angled wall, and they keep hitting him and shit. It's just fucking bizarre. There was a chick fight there that was brutal, just swinging, and I just kept being like, "This is so weird. You're in karate pants, you're shirtless, there's mullets. It's like bizarre experience." And then from the perspective, it showed you the TV perspective, right? So stage is like this, like the pits.
Yeah, it's like a pit.
And then above the pit, for the TV portion, it looks like they're on a planet somewhere else. So it looks like they're fighting on the surface of the moon. There's like a civilization on the moon. And I'm just like, what is going on? And then one of the fighters, like a lot of the fighters came out and did full dance routines, were like smiling and shit. And I was like, this is one of the weirdest things I've ever seen in my life. But it was amazing. Yeah, I'll go again for sure.
I was going to say, it sounds like a fun event, actually.
Sounds like a fun event. If you took some psychedelics of that, you'd be concerned. I remember him, he used to rant at the gym, all this crazy shit. He used to like, he'd complain about people and we'd be like, hey, why do you unfollow this guy? And he'd be like, I can't unfollow him because then they win. So guys, by my count, that's 3 wins to him, 1 win to me.
Yep.
That's my first victory here. Honestly, I'm shocked. Like, I feel like if you unfollow someone, they're bothering you to a pretty heavy level.
Yeah.
I do get a bit where he comes from, you know, like, I'll hide someone first. I'll just hide him because I don't want to see him in my feed anymore. But it's you kind of get that feeling where you're like, I don't want to unfollow this motherfucker because if they see it, they feel a moral victory. And like I definitely feel a moral victory. The only way it gets better is if they block you. You know, like if someone unfollows you, that's like a good points win. That's like a comfortable decision. If you block someone, that's like a submission victory. You've really tapped out there. That is hilarious to me. People, that guy
followed the whole team, huh?
Yeah, everyone except for Nicky Ryan. I'm sure he wishes he could unfollow Nicky Ryan.
That won't look bad.
That's more for optics.
Yeah,
you know what I mean here? But yeah, I don't know. I guess we've won the culture war there with Nicky Ryan, eh?
I've always kind of just been that way. I used to make fun of myself a lot, but I think I did it just being in New Zealand out of like, if I'm being frank or being honest, trying to get people to like me. That was like an old thing I had to get rid of, like the people pleaser. But now I can make fun of myself because it's funny. Like, oh, yeah, it is funny. But I like the fact you can make fun of yourself and you don't care what anyone thinks because you're secure in yourself as a man. And you know, I'll choke you out.
I like it both ways too. Like I feel like I like to give it to people a bit.
Yeah.
So I gotta be out with it.
Of course, yeah. I can give it. but fuck.
You gotta do in a gym, everyone's allowed.
Of course, yeah. I can give it, I can take it as well. But I don't give it as much as I think if it's no, I'm never the instigator. Put it that way. I'm never usually the instigator. When he starts, I'm like, right, but he doesn't start with me anyway again because I got clips for him. And I just go at him straight away, and he's like, right, okay.
Eugene used to get into me because like I would show up fight week for Volk's camp, but then it was bittersweet for the Islam one because I was there for 6 weeks and Eugene came in 5 days before. And I was like, Eugene, you're just showing up for me.
So
where you been?
You went in the real. You went in the, the trenches. You went in the gym. Yeah.
I finally got revenge on him.
Yeah. Nah, he's good like that. He will keep you honest, you know.
We're here today to report breaking news. That is that the Long Island serial killer, the Gilgo Beach killer, has been captured and is shockingly, as it turns out, not John Danaher. This was mind-blowing to me because the whole time I lived in New York, there were rumors of who the Long Island serial killer would be, and I honestly couldn't think of anyone more apt for the job than John Danaher. I even spoke to a homicide detective that trained at Renzo Gracie's about this. I was like, yo, bro, this guy might be, in fact, the Long Island serial killer. And he goes, I've already looked into it. John Danaher does not have a car or a driver's license. So he's like, I don't know how John would get the bodies all the way out to Long Island. That was one of the things. But he did look at me very seriously and say, he goes, man, in the whole time John Danaher has been in New York, I've always been looking to see if I can find a rash guard at the scene of a crime. But he said he's never found it. I assume he was looking for it because he would hide that evidence, you know, like that's the sort of tight-knit community Renzo Gracie was. You know, if you were to commit a crime, we make that go away pretty quick. It's a pretty cool crew. Yeah, but honestly, they killed this guy. They captured this guy. This guy used to catch the train to Penn Station where I would catch the train to. His office was less than a mile from Renzo Gracie's.
Oh, shit.
But yeah, he's officially been charged with like killing three or four hookers, but I think they found 10 bodies out on the strip here.
What was this thing, like stabbing, fucking strangling?
I don't know. I haven't done enough research into it. Something must be wrong with me because I listen to serial killer documentaries to go to sleep. So obviously I only ever get the first part of the case down. You know, like I get the intro, but I don't get the conclusion.
I think his nickname was like the Ripper or something. So like,
The Ripper. No, it was all right. So Long Island serial killer, Gilgo Beach killer, Craigslist killer. But yeah, this guy did some work. Yeah, it was so weird. I think it was some sort of weird, crazy thing where a girl called the police out on Long Island. It's like a prostitute saying she was being attacked by a guy. She ran off into the woods, disappeared. And when they went to find her body, they found a bunch of other bodies.
Oh shit.
So yeah, Long Island, fucking definitely a strange place. Might be multiple serial killers operating out of there. Who knows? Those other 5 bodies still might be John Danaher. Because something a lot of people do know this, but if you're not too into jiu-jitsu, if you ever accomplish something when you train for John Danaher, you would be handed a knife. It might be a belt promotion, it might be you win something big, he would hand you a knife. And the idea was very philosophical that he's giving you, you're like sharpening the blade. That represents you sharpening your blade, which is what he said. But obviously from my perspective, I thought it would be a great way when the police arrested him for him to have an excuse for his fingerprints to be on a weapon.
But the night that we were all, well, it wasn't the night, but there was a night where the guy, Nick and Mateo were the 2 guys that got charged with allegedly raping a girl on New Year's Eve. I don't really go out. I wasn't out. I was at the house. But at 4 a.m, I wake up to like a banging on the door.
Oh, the double SWAT raid, right?
Did I tell you about this?
You told me this.
Okay.
This is crazy.
I need to retell
shit.
the story. Should I?
Yeah, you should. So you got SWAT raid, and one was the sheriff's, and one was
the U.S. Marshal. So because it's in D.C., they have a different jurisdiction where they don't have a SWAT team. Apparently, it's like straight U.S. Marshals, like federal police. And so the very first, I have no idea what has happened yet. Like I don't know that there's been any sort of incident. I don't know anything. I'm just like at this fighter house. I'm living off soup and noodles at this time. And I hear a bang and I open the door. There's 15 U.S. Marshals with M16s, laser sights, hat, like helmets, goggles, lined up like in breach formation, ready to bust in. So I kind of just like open the door and they come in and they immediately arrest everyone. Like hands behind your head, like guns in your face. They clear the house. They do like anything you can imagine, like clearing rooms, shouting the different like call signs or whatever they say to each other, like room clear. They clear the whole place, and then like 6 detectives, like quintessential detectives in these long pea coats, like DC detectives who thought they were super badass, come in and start like trying to call us out by name, and like they were like they thought Mike Perez was JT, and they were like talking to JT saying that they knew about some crime that Mike Perez had committed in like another state in Texas, and Mike was like, "Oh, that was me."
DJ, was he there?
So DJ wasn't allowed to live in this house that we lived in. So he actually had to live in the gutter. So that was the name of the other house. There's the gutter, and then there was 6502. Maybe they were the same thing. I don't actually remember. But he wasn't allowed at the house for various reasons.
He's a troublemaker, but he had a statutory rape charge that he skipped bail on or something.
Yeah, there was all sorts of stuff bubbling up around that time. I don't really know the details of it. I just got out of there pretty quick. I was one of the first people to leave.
I mean, you had 2 raids of the house. I bet you were like, hey, 1 I can live with, 2 it's time to go, you know?
Yeah, there was a little too much for one day. I think I could have handled 1 raid, but the second raid where they came with more people in SWAT gear, like the SWAT guys are way more intimidating than the U.S. Marshals because they have SMGs, like the short little like bullpup style guns with like full headgear and like full like suits of armor.
I wish the first raid they'd actually kicked in the door, so when the second crew came, they were like, oh, it's already been kicked in.
That was so strange about it. It's like, do I tell these guys we already got raided today? Like I just kind of stayed quiet. It's like, wait, like you guys were already here.
That would be a good tactic if you hadn't already been raided and you were like, hey man, you guys raided us 3 hours ago. And they're like, oh, well, that's embarrassing. We'll just leave. Hey.
No, I opened the door all cheerfully because I thought it was one of the other coaches like playing a joke on us, like because they banged saying it was the police. I was like, oh yeah, it's someone making fun. Because we had like called everyone, like what happened? We were trying to put the pieces back together, and they came in, did the exact same thing. They even held my fingers in the same way. They're all trained the same way. Like they put your fingers like this, and then they squeeze them, like they grab them like that. And it's actually a really good lock if you could get someone's hands together like this. It's like a Chinese finger lock, kind of. So there was some technical grappling there that I learned. And It was the same deal. It's like different detectives though, but they had like all detectives do the same thing. Like they look up your past and then like try and grill you about it. Like they know everything about you. But they constantly mess it up. Like they don't know what they're doing or something because they constantly like attribute that to a different guy in the room.
Do you think the Lloyd Irvin story could ever make a Hollywood movie?
Yes, but it would be better as like a grindhouse film release, like maybe like indie.
Do you think the dark secrets of the Danaher cult or the Lloyd Irvin cult are worse?
Definitely Danaher cult.
Worse.
I mean, I don't actually know enough about it. I'm thinking of the Gordon component also.
Oh yeah.
I don't know about Danaher, but with like maybe the mix of the collective mix could be worse. I think like with the Lloyd thing, I think there's just a certain there's a group of men in this world who are like politicians type of men who like crave power at a level where that's just what they pursue. And they have a capacity to like industrialize their hobbies and make money off things they enjoy. And so I think that's what happened there is like he just got so powerful that he started like industrializing things outside of just business, you know?
It always grows into a sex cult for sure.